Hello everyone, welcome back. So from this lecture we will start the role of HR specialist and payroll specialist that they have to do in every payroll period. For example, if it is monthly, what all tasks they have to do uh, monthly. If it is bi-weekly, what all processes they have to do bi-weekly to process the payroll. So in this lecture we will start with the retroactive process, and we will understand what is retroactive, how retroactive processing is done in the Oracle Fusion HCM payroll. So these are I have written most the common processes that payroll administrator or HR administrator will perform during the payroll period. So not before doing anything, the payroll administrator will run and process the uh, retroactive payroll entries. Okay, so I will show you in this lecture how it's done and what is the purpose of retroactive. Then the calculate payroll is done. Then the gross net payroll report is generated. Payroll costing report is generated. Prepayment is run. Then you archive the payroll period results. Then you run the payroll register report. Then you do the make EFT payments if we have EFT payments, and if we have check payments, we run the generate check payments. Then we generate the pay slips. Then the pay slips will be available to the employees. Then we run the payroll register report. Then we have costing of payment. Then we have transfer to subledger accounting. So these are most of the activities that an organization follow, and their payroll administrator or HR administrator will work on. Of course, it can vary with the organization to organization based on their requirement, but these are mostly generic, the ones that is being done. And if in case cash management, uh, we want to we want to transfer the payroll to cash management as well, then there is also a process called transfer payments information to cash management, and we have to run the costing of payment for reconciled payments. I will show you when we will reach there. So in this lecture we will see how to process retroactive entries inside the payroll. So what is retroactive payments? For example, let me show you in the application. Let me take employee person. What is retroactive payment is, for example, let me search person results. Let me search an employee, for example, this employee. Okay, so I'm going to close all the payroll periods. So I want to see the latest payroll run for this employee. So we can see that this results for Ron payroll is already run for December 2024. It's bi-weekly payroll, so it's already done for both the weeks for December. We can see it's done for the calculate payroll. Payroll is done for second part of the December as well. And if we go down, so it's done for the first part of the December as well. So we can see that his December payroll is already processed, right? But we came to know we had some changes to his salary or any other change in his profile that impacts the payroll. Okay, so we had the change backdated in month of December. So what we are going to do? Maybe we have to do the change from November, from October, from September. So in this case, we are not going to roll back all the payrolls and run it again. So in this case, how we do it? We run the January payroll and we make those backdated changes results impact in the January payroll. So for this demo of this uh, recalculation for the retroactive, I will show you for employee Ron. He is already processed in December, and we are now going to process the January payroll for him. But before that, we are going to do backdated changes. So his employee number is this one. Let me change his salary from December and show you how it will impact in January payroll. So let me search this employee. Okay. Click on this employee. Let me change his salary from 1st of December to show you the impact of the retroactive. Yeah. So we'll say propose new salary, and we will do it from 2024 December. Yeah. Okay. So He was already paid in December, but now we are going to run January payroll, but his salary is changed, backdated. Okay, so we'll say promotion, and reason we can say performance. Okay, so what we are going to say salary that he was getting 48,000, right? His salary range is between 40,000 to 70,000. So we can say that we are going to make it now from 48,000 to let's say 60,000, or maybe let's say 52,000. Yeah. So his adjustment amount is 4,000 per year, and adjustment percentage is 8.33%. Okay. So now his annual salary is changed for 52,000. Let me continue. So it's saying current value is 48,000 and you're changing it to 52,000. Submit. Okay. So now if you view his salary, we can see his salary till 30th of November is this 48,000, but from 1st of December his salary is changed to 52,000. So of course, when we will run the January payroll, his salary will be processed as per the new salary, right? But since the change is backdated and his December payroll is already processed, so how do we do that in Oracle Fusion HCM payroll? I will show you. So we do it by process called retroactive payments, or recalculate retroactive. So everything is done through the flows. So I'm going to my client group and going to the payroll tile. When we say that we are going to run all these processes, that means we are going to run the flow in the payroll. Yeah. So we'll submit a flow. So the flow name is first we run the retroactive notification report. This is done every month to see if there is any retroactive changes in this payroll in the organization. Okay. So we are going to run. First we select the legislative data group, of course. This is very important. And then we are going to select the process. The process is run retroactive notification report. Yeah. So we will run retroactive notification report. It will ask you the payroll. First, you have to give the name. So as I mentioned, you have to give the unique name. So we'll say retro notification rep Jan 1 and service. It is asking you the process date. So let us give the end date for the first biweekly of this payroll period, and it will ask you the payroll. So for which payroll you want to run. So we are running for this payroll because he's under the fin services. This employee is under the fin services payroll. Yeah, biweekly. So we'll run this notification report now. You can notice that we are running this report for whole payroll. So this report will give the payroll administrator the details that what all retroactive notification system detected for this payroll period. So since we did only for Ron, so we should get in this notification report system will alert us that Ron is getting the retroactive payment. Okay. So we'll run this report. It takes some time because this is running for the whole payroll. So first we run the notification report and we will see if any retroactive changes are there. So we can see the two. Yeah. So we will see the report. So in this report, you will see awaiting processing 2, and you can see element entry and salaries change. It will show you what are the changes. So element entry it will be changed and salaries changed, and for whom it is telling us that it is happening for two employees, Patty Anderson and Ron. Patty is coming because I also added the retroactive entries for Patty before this lecture, and she was also part of the same payroll. Okay, so that's why Patty is also coming. But since we did for the Ron as well, it's coming for Ron as well, yeah. And it is telling that this element will be impacted, so he will get regular salary update. If, for example, we do a retroactive change related to location or marital status, and if his housing allowance is changed, so then system will notify that his housing allowance will change because his marital status is changed or his location is changed. So that impacts from different element to element, but we, for the sake of demo, we change the salary and it will impact this element, yeah. For Patty, it will impact this salary, this element, and also we are interested in Ron because we did it for Ron, and we can see the regular salary is impacted for this Ron, for this payroll period when we will run. Yeah. So this is done. Now let's go back and now this is before running the retroactive process. We are seeing the notification report. So now HR administrator know or payroll administrator know that we got these two alerts and which is correct, so we'll proceed. So how to recalculate payroll for retroactive changes? We will run this process. Okay, so we will go back to system and we will run this process. Again, we will submit a flow using the same screen. You will select the first we will select the legislative data group and we will run the process called recalculate payroll for retroactive changes. Recalculate payroll for retroactive changes. Okay. So we will say Jan 1 when services process date is, you will give the last date of the payroll period. So in this case, we'll give 12th of June and payroll will select. So we'll say by financial services, bi-weekly. Now when you will notice, now when I run this, currently this employee person results, we are seeing this, right? So when I will run this now, notification report is done. So when this will be run, it will actually do the calculation for the retroactive changes and it will insert the element entries inside the January payroll period. Okay. Let me open the element entry screen as well. Payroll, and we'll select element entries. So 4865, 4865. So let us go back to Jan because we are running for Jan. This one. Now you can see the process has run. Process finished. That's why element entries came. Done. So we can see this process is run, and when you click on this process, you can see who all are impacted. We can see Ron is impacted and Patty is impacted. So we are interested in Ron. We will click on it, and system is telling us that he will get extra $307 based on his regular salary coming from the retroactive payment. So this 307 will be paid from the month of December extra in January. So you can see the details here. Yeah. So this is done based on the implementation, how it is calculated. It recalculates all the payroll periods from the start date of retroactive change, and whatever is already paid, system will minus it, and what's not paid, system will give the balance. So in this case, system calculated 307. This is done by the implementation team already. So you just, as a payroll specialist, you just need to run it. So you will see $307 will be paid to Ron extra in the month of January. And how it is done, you can see that the element entries are generated for this in the month of Jan first payroll period. Yeah. So when we came to, For example, let me show you in February. He will not have retroactive payments, right? Because now we did it for the Jan, he has the retroactive payments. This process which we run now generated these element entries, and he will be paid extra $307, which he was deserving for the month of December. But we did the backdated, so that's why he got this element entries in the month of January. So when we will run the calculate payroll for the January, this value will be added inside. These will be added inside against Ron in the payroll. So, and the final thing what we can do is we will run the retroactive entries report. So first we did the notification that will notify the HR specialist that which all employees will be impacted, and then we run the entries report to see. Okay, so in this case we will run again we will select the legislative data group, and we will select the flow name. Everything is done under the flow. So we will run this run retroactive report. We will say XX run retro entries report Jan 1. You can give it, but for the sake of time, I'll just proceed. Financial services, and payroll period is, of course, this is for the month of, this is first by week of 2025. This one. Okay, so I will just submit. Here you are again seeing we are just giving the payroll and payroll period, and it will give us the entries report generated for this payroll and all employees under this payroll who are eligible for retroactive entries. So we'll run this report. This is just a report. So as a payroll administrator, HR specialist, you can see after the retroactive process is done, you can see which entries are generated for which employees for this payroll period. Okay, it takes some time because we have many employees there in this payroll. Okay, done. We click on this one. So you will select download, open the report, and here you will see $307 total amount is there, and for who is getting it, you will see Ron is getting this 307, and of course it will show you how it is calculated. So that's how Ron got this. Was deducted because it was already paid. So Ron is getting $307 in this notification report, and these elements are impacted. These are all elements impacted in this retroactive process. So that's how you manage retroactive payments inside the Oracle Fusion HCM, and you know when to use it and what is the purpose of it. So I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.